You might ask yourself, what is this really going to cost me to get an iron filter? And that depends on a number of things. The size of the unit, the type of media you're using, and the company that you're getting it from. Prices are all across the board depending on what type of tank they use, what type of valve they use, and what type of media they use. You also might ask, why is this process to get an iron filter so difficult? Well, a number of reasons. One, you're not really educated on iron filters and iron in the water. Number two, the costs are all over the place, and different companies have different reasons why you should get an iron filter, and you have to be careful because there's a lot of dishonesty in this industry. We try to educate our customers on why you need a specific filter, what it can do for you, and how much it's going to cost. A lot of people ask us what actually drives the cost of an iron filter. And there's a lot of different things that go into the cost of the filter itself. The tank quality, where the tank's made, the type of media, where the media is made, is it imported, is it made in the United States? Same with the valve. There's different types of control valves, and the better the valve, the higher the quality, the greater the cost. Now, here's another thing that people get confused about: sizing and price. What matters and what doesn't matter when sizing an iron filter for your home. And here's the things we take into consideration. Number one, the pH level. In order to correctly remove iron from the water, you need a pH level of around 8. Another thing we take into consideration is the amount of iron in the water. You could have 0.3 parts per million, or we have customers with as high as 50 parts per million, and that's extremely important when sizing. So if you have 3 parts per million of iron in your water, we could size you with a 1.5 cubic foot Fleck 2510 AIO system. Other things that take into consideration are how many people are in the home, how many bathrooms. The size of your home doesn't matter. It doesn't matter if it's a 2,000 square foot house or a 20,000 square foot house. When do iron problems get more expensive? Here's the things we take into consideration. When we test your water or you send us a water analysis via email, we might see, oh, you have a low pH. Oh, there's sulfur in the water. There's manganese in the water. The water's extremely hard. And on top of that, you have 15 parts per million of iron. So then we have to break it down. Do you need a neutralizer? That's going to drive the cost. Do you need a separate filter for manganese? Do you need a water softener to remove the hardness? All of those things have to be taken into consideration in order to give you the correct price and the correct system for your home. A lot of you ask me when you call on the phone, why do cheap iron filters exist? Why does the company A have an iron filter for $8.95 and yours is $19.95? Well, the big difference is we're open 7 days a week, and you can talk to me, one of the owners of the company, and where company B, you're going to call them and get a voicemail, or you're going to send them an email and never get anything back. That's one of the main reasons. Another reason is our equipment is made in the United States. Our Vortec tanks are made in Ohio, where other companies are buying equipment from overseas because it's cheaper. And we've noticed in the past, we actually, to be honest, we tried that once. We bought tanks from Mexico and they were spring and pinhole leaks within 2 to 3 months of operation. So we've eliminated all that. We have the highest quality, the highest standards, and the best customer service. A lot of people ask, does a higher price system work differently than a lower price system? Well, the question is, they all work the same in general, but there's different options and features when you get a basic iron filter with a mechanical valve and, say, burn media in it, which is commonly used in the industry. That'll do a pretty good job for a while. You know, it depends on how much water you use, the pH level, and some other factors that go along with that as well. Our system, we've tried, many different systems over the years. Here in Maryland, we have some of the worst iron well water in the United States. So we've tried different products: manganese, green sand, berm, carbon, and other products as well, using softeners to remove low levels of iron. And they did a good job. But when the Katalox Light system like this became available, that just blew everything else away. That just, with the air pocket in the top and the air injection and the Katalox Light, it's far superior to any other thing that we've used in the industry. And yeah, it costs a little more, but you'll be able to sleep better at night knowing that that filter's working and doing what it's supposed to do. A lot of people ask me, what's the difference between using a water softener for iron removal and an advanced iron system like the one that we sell? Well, water softeners are really designed to remove hard water, and they will remove low levels of iron. But here's the thing. Over time, iron passing through the resin bed actually shortens the life of the resin bed. And if you're just removing hardness with a water softener, that resin can last for an infinite period of time. So we usually recommend going with a Katalox Katalox Light filter like the one we sell. It costs more than a water softener, but there's no annual maintenance. There's no salt that you got to carry or go to the store and pick up and bring home. And yeah, it's a pain in the butt. I have to do it. I have a water softener. And with the Katalox Light system, there's no annual maintenance. There's no salt to carry. You just install it, and for 6 to 8 years, you have amazing iron removal and nothing to worry about. A lot of people ask, I had ABC company come out to my house and they wanted $8,000 for a water system. That's common throughout the industry with retailers. If you call companies like Culligan, Rainsoft, or Echo Water, they are extremely expensive. You're looking at anywhere from $5,000 to $10,000. We're a wholesale distributor. We sell to the general public at wholesale prices, and we're available 7 days a week for customer support. You get to talk to me and only me. You won't talk to anybody else but me. And I'm one of the owners, and I have 32 years experience in the water treatment industry. What is the most cost-effective way to treat iron? To me, the system that causes you the least problems, the least amount of maintenance, and has the longevity. Meaning, when I install it, I'm not going to have to worry about it for 6 years, 8 years, or 10 years. Where some systems that you install, you have to maintain it and add chemicals and add salt and do other things to the system on a monthly basis, a bi-monthly basis, or an annual basis. With our 2510 AIO system like the one we have here, once you install it, there's no annual maintenance, there's no annual cost, and until you hit about the 6 to 8 year period, you're going to take this unit out, completely dump it out, rebed it with new Katalox Light, and you're ready for another 6 to 8 years of service. A lot of people ask, what is the basic cost for an iron filter? Well, there's a lot of different things to take into consideration. What type of tank it is, what type of valve, what type of media. Typically, you'll find in the industry, if you go online and search, you'll find iron filters anywhere from $8.95 for a 1 cubic foot unit, which is very small. And you have to be careful. You have to do your research because sizing is an important part of the process. And we go all the way up to the 13 by 54 like our Katalox Light unit here. Now, an $8.95 unit that's 1 cubic foot, yeah, that might work if you're one person and use very little water on an annual basis. If you're a big family, 4 to 6 or 8 people in the household, you need a much larger unit like the 13 by 54 to give you the capacity, and yeah, you're going to pay more for it. A lot of people ask me, what is the range of cost of treating iron? That brings other things into play. What's your pH level? If the pH is acidic, that needs to be treated. What type of iron do you have? Clear water iron, red water iron? Is there iron bacteria in the water? Is the water extremely hard? Is there sulfur odor? Is there manganese, which is also a stainer like iron? And we have to take that in consideration because you might have a multi-tank system. Now, one of the good things about our 2510 AIO Katalox Light system is as the water passes through, the Katalox Light is designed to help raise your pH, remove high levels of iron, remove high levels of sulfur, and remove high levels of manganese, all through one tank. Instead of having 4 tanks across the basement where your pressure tank stands, you have one unit. Where other companies that are going to come out, they'll have a neutralizer, a softener, an iron filter, possibly a UV system, a chlorine injection system, and an ozone system. And they'll try to sell you all that. We don't do that here at Mid-Atlantic Water. We're going to try to solve your problem and save you as much money as possible, save you time, and give you minimal maintenance. A lot of customers ask me, I had so-and-so company come out and they wanted $8,000 to $10,000 for a water system, and your similar system only costs $21.95. That's a red flag. A lot of companies overinflate the price of the equipment because the person that's coming to your house is a commissioned salesperson, and he usually gets 20% of whatever he sells. A lot of customers make the mistake of overpaying for a system, and the reason for that is lack of knowledge. They've never moved into a house that's on a well. Now they have a serious iron problem, and they just want to get it fixed. So they're the first company they call that comes out, oh, Mr. or Mrs. Smith, it's going to be around $8,000 to $10,000 to fix the iron problem. And people are just like, fine, I want to get it over with, get in here, do it. Can you do it tomorrow? And the money is an issue. And that's usually a big mistake. You want to shop around. You want to find out different things about the equipment. How does it work? The longevity of the media, what type of control valve, what type of tank, and most importantly of all, what kind of customer service are you going to get? A lot of people want to know, can you help me fix my iron problem? And sure, Fixing the iron problem is easy. We have customer service from 8 a.m. to 5 p.m., Monday through Sunday. If you need help, you can call 800-460-5810 and talk to me, or you can text me at my personal text at 443-277-2204. We also have an amazing website, www.midatlanticwater.net, if you want to look at the products before you make a decision.